and not talk too much while we're doing our quiet show. Hello everyone, I'm Adam Papagan and welcome to another episode of There's a Place, the ASMR talk show, the show that feels good to hear. Well, right up top, I'm going to apologize, folks. I had a nice monologue prepared. I was thinking about it all week, what I was going to, experiences I had, what I was going to tell you on the show. But sadly, over the night, during the nighttime hours last night, my phone stopped accepting a charge, and I woke up and it just wouldn't power on. I knew the battery had been going for a long time. The guy at the store, he told me that he didn't have much time left, but I just thought it would be more time. But the poor phone was gone. And I am someone who, on a weekly basis on this show, I come out here and I decry, I speak out against this modern society and the ills of technology and tell you to be quiet and just appreciate the small things. But I gotta tell you, that was like a traumatic experience, not having my phone for a couple hours and not if I had just decided, okay, I'm gonna give it up for a couple days, but having it your connection to the world, your connection to your business, and to talk to your friends and to coordinate your talk show and all this stuff just cut away. Really bummer. And it's all I've been able to think about this whole day. Then I got a new phone, but it's not the same as the old one. There's this learning period, and it really sucks. That's how you know technology is bad, or anything. When you get bad withdrawals and you spend crazy amounts of money just to get your fix again. So I don't know, maybe next time I can go to a flip phone. I can just make the jump. But for now, it got me an iPhone SE. So that's where we're at. Paid a lot of money to keep those blue text messages. You gotta stay popular, gotta stay current. Folks, one of the things we like about this show is that we keep things spontaneous, we keep them light, and we keep that mystery and that surprise. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome my guest, who I've only met moments ago. He himself did not even know he would be appearing on this show until earlier tonight. But please welcome Austin Basile. Austin, thank you so much.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, it's good to be here.
It is good to be here.
Yeah, right. I don't know what your daytime hours were like today, but mine were kind of hectic.
Mine too.
Yeah, okay, what happened to you?
Well, I work in drug and alcohol treatment facility, and I get up around 8 a.m. and it's busy all day.
So yeah, I imagine a place like that, there's always something going on.
Oh yeah, I love it though.
Oh, because it keeps it exciting?
Fresh, yeah.
So, well, I had some other questions, but now I'm interested in this drug and alcohol rehab facility. So, tell me about some of the crazy things that have happened. Because I've seen that Dr. Drew show, and they kind of, when it's celebrities and their problems, you kind of detach and stuff. But I imagine you see some pretty harrowing things.
There is, and I won't divulge that much information.
Oh yeah, don't tell about
I could
people.
Probably get in trouble.
Yeah.
There's a thing called the HIPAA law.
Yeah, that's right. You're a medical professional.
I wouldn't say that, but we have people who do drugs in the house and then they get kicked out and they leave needles and stuff around. Or we had one girl who had drank and I breathalyzed her and she started sucking on the breathalyzer to try to pass the test.
Does that work?
I found a dead cat. It does actually work.
Really?
Yeah.
So you probably know all the tricks that people try to pull.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've seen fake penises.
For the pee.
Yeah, for the pees, because we pee test them.
You have
3
to watch
times
them
a
pee.
week. Yeah.
How bad is that? Did you get used to it?
Yeah, it's part of the job.
Yeah.
So I have to.
Any job, like, you got, at first if you're grossed out, you'd be like, well, somebody does this like every day, so
Yes.
stuff, you know, it's gotta be done.
It's normal now.
What are the drugs you most often see people coming in treatment for?
Well, in California, I guess it's the United States, recently there's been a surge of heroin.
Yeah.
Mostly it's heroin and meth related, but crack cocaine and alcohol.
Yeah.
Some barbiturates, but
yeah. Seems like alcohol is like the blue chip, like it'll always have people getting treatment for it. But the heroin one, what's the most dangerous, do you think, or the hardest to kick? Does it depend on the
alcohol.
person? Alcohol's the hardest?
Yeah.
Because
a heroin withdrawal can't kill you, but the alcohol withdrawal can kill you.
Oh, no kidding.
As well as barbiturates like Xanax and Klonopin, those withdrawals could also kill you.
What has the most repeat offenders? What drug?
Heroin.
Heroin does.
And alcohol.
Uh-huh. So they're the worst. Do you ever see anybody come in being addicted to pot?
Yeah. I've seen people come in addicted to hallucinogenics.
Whoa.
There was one girl who was addicted to duster, like dust off. She would get high just like on dust off. So I've seen some weird things.
And it's more of a personality type, right, than a
I think,
like, do you think some of these people, like the dust off girl or whatever, like she would have just got addicted to like whatever she could get addicted to, like she's
pretty
just
much
compulsed to do it? Yeah.
There's something in our brains that isn't firing like normal people, and we use chemicals to fix the connection.
If you were gonna give, it's gonna sound like weird advice, but if somebody told you, they're like, hey, it's inevitable for me that I'm gonna get addicted to something. Now, I will go to rehab and get over it, but like, this is in my life. Which would you advise them? Like what's like what messes your life up the least?
Pot.
Pot, yeah. Something that slows you down a little bit.
Yeah.
But then how bad does it have to be to go to rehab for pot? Just if you're not feeling it anymore? Like you're not like, I hate my life like this?
It every day. Most of the people that I see come in for pot, their parents ask them to, or like make them go to treatment.
Oh.
Stuff like that. They say pot is like the gateway drug. So.
See, I never liked that argument because like almost everybody has smoked pot.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people smoke it and don't get into other drugs. However, if you are doing harder drugs, you do like.
The thing was me, because I grew up in the city in Philadelphia. My weed dealer had other drugs, and after I tried weed, I wanted to see what other things were like. And because it wasn't legal, it's still technically not legal on the East Coast. I mean, I guess it's decriminalized, but.
Yeah, but on the East Coast, you still gotta go to a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Which is like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how long you haven't done drugs for, but yeah, in California, you can just go into a store, as you know.
Which is wild. That's so new. It's like a 7-Eleven.
Okay, so let me get your perspective on this. Now, I'm someone who uses marijuana. You know, I like it. However, I do not like that you can just go into a store and buy it. I think we're crossing the line. Well, I mean, it's easy for me, but like, it was never that hard to get weed. You know, you just call a drug dealer, somebody will have it. And so like, now the fact that like, people think like, oh, we can just do this out in the open. It's a slippery slope kind of thing. So I think it's bad. But now as somebody who is around all sorts of drugs and stuff all the time, how do you feel about legalized marijuana?
Well, like what it did in Colorado with the tax revenue, and it gave the state of Colorado an influx of money. I think that was great because now they can use that tax to spend on different things.
but it's at the expense of introducing, making a product more readily available that is addictive and bad for you.
Okay, well in Canada, they have, heroin can be prescribed from a doctor. They also have legal clinics where people can go and use heroin safely, so if they overdose or go out. And I think that's an amazing process. I think that it should be legalized, because if it was legalized, more people would want to go to treatment. I think more treatment would exist and it'd be more accessible.
But if at the end of the day, like, obviously the drug laws like don't work. That's not the way to like treat these things. So you're saying, just like, look, people are going to do drugs no matter what.
Yeah.
Make them legal so it's easier to get.
The war on drugs failed.
Yeah, but you're saying by making it legal, it'll also make treatment more accessible?
I think so.
And then, at what point, are there any drugs you think should be illegal?
Illegal?
Yeah, anything that either, like...
Well, the legality of it is if someone gets caught with this, they're going to jail regardless.
Yeah.
And instead of getting treated for their drug
Yeah.
addiction, they'll just go to prison,
Mhm.
and then they end up
Yeah.
getting high once again. And I don't think that's a good...
Yeah, no, me too. I guess my question is more in the...
There are more people in prison for weed right now than anything else.
No kidding. That makes sense. See, now I've heard, this is like a cop said this, so like, whatever, cop. But they said that it's harder to prove other things, but sometimes somebody just has weed on them. They're like, oh, I don't have any evidence on the breaking and entering, but you got a bag of weed in your pocket. So, but that's not really, then they should be better police officers.
Yeah.
That's not how the law is supposed to work.
So, I have a funny story. I was vandalizing this bench somewhere on a river in Philadelphia, and I was like carving into it with a knife, and 2 police officers came by, and they're like, what are you doing? And I was sitting with my friend, and he had weed on him. He gets arrested, and I just get a citation, like a violation for wielding a deadly weapon in public. So he gets arrested because he has like a dime bag of weed on him, and I just get a ticket.
For having a deadly weapon.
Yeah.
They should have arrested you on that charge.
I was vandalizing.
We got a deadly
public
weapon
property.
with you.
Yeah.
To me, that's like...
Doesn't make any sense.
No, it's but then, so like, all right, so, you know, make heroin legal, make cocaine legal, then also, like, make selling it legal, marketing it, like,
Yeah, 100%.
you think so?
Mm-hmm.
See, I think that's, like, is really bad about weed being legalized.
I think it was Holland or one of those countries. They legalized everything, and for a couple years, violence and crime went up. It skyrocketed, and then right after that, it's been an all-time low.
Yeah, but also they got all those Scandinavian countries. Like, there's no diversity there. They're all racially homogenous, so like there's less like, I'm not saying that that's good, but I'm saying there's less people oppressing other people and making people angry and making dumb laws because they're racist and stuff, so it's tough. Well, at least you're like helping people get off their stuff.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm not a professional. Yeah.
Oh, well then, like, what's your capacity there?
Well,
Is it the kind of thing where just like everybody has the same job? There's like the doctors and everybody just kind of like
no,
keeping the ship running?
Doctors. I manage to sew a living, so I'm the manager. I'm in charge of the house.
Cool, so you keep it all going.
I guess that's a professional position.
Yeah.
I'm not like a scientist or a doctor.
Yeah.
I don't prescribe medication. I don't give out medication.
No, but you're like, are there for advice to like talk to people and stuff, and like.
And I make sure that, you know, people are safe.
Yeah.
It's a safe environment.
Yeah, and it seems like you speak from some point of knowledge or you know, experience. Like, you know, you can give
Experience more than anything.
You know, it'd be better, yeah, than me just being like, you know, like, yeah, ooh, wow, that sounds tough, you know. Yeah, a lot of experiences. Yeah. Do you feel fortunate for them, or are you just like, I could have done without a few of those experiences? You know, because it all cumulatively adds up to the person you are today. Or is there stuff that sticks out like, ah, that really sucked? Like this circumstance I was in.
Well, some of the circumstances were definitely not sought after. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They happened regardless whether or not I wanted it to. So I just have to live with it.
Yeah,
I have to
you
live
just
with
gotta-
consequences I made in the past.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
What's the trick with doing that?
The trick is I found someone else who did it before me, and I followed everything that they did.
The way through the maze has been written 1,000 times.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I like your paint splattered pants.
Thank you. They're work pants.
Okay, so you do. It's
I was
not-
painting.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
so-
an artist.
Oh, cool.
That's like my, bread and butter.
Oh, so you what kind of stuff do you paint?
Recently, it's been like geometric abstraction. So I'm just like playing with shapes and colors on different surfaces.
Did you go to art school?
No, I never went to college.
Self-taught artist.
Not exactly. I worked with the organization called the Philadelphia Mural Arts Program, and they paint large-scale murals around the city, and I learned a lot of techniques from them. And then I started doing it on my own and branching out, and I like to play with different mediums and stuff. And
What's it like doing so you do like those big scale, like you see on like the side of like a store or whatever?
I have, yeah.
Yeah. What kind of murals have you worked on? Because I don't know if you've noticed out here in LA, they'll do a mural of like any subject.
I know. I really want to. I haven't done any in LA yet. I really would like to, but I worked on one for the Philadelphia Eagles. It was huge. It was like 100,000 square feet, gigantic. I've worked on ones for schools in the ghetto. I've worked with kids. We painted.
What kind of like subject matter?
For the Eagles, we did football players. For the schools, we usually paint portraits of children and put them up. It really depends on the subject.
How do you keep the continuity if there's a bunch of people working on it? How do you keep all the parts looking the same?
And he'll come up with the design, and then he'll have people underneath him, assistants. I was an assistant. He comes up with the design. Then they have a lead assistant who will and some of the other assistants mix all the paints, and they'll come up with a design on. Some of them, they used to be hand drawn, and but now they've been using digitally, so
They project it and then kind of trace it?
We used to project them, and then we had someone who came with a large-scale printer. So now they've actually been using this technique where they print out this material on a material called parachute cloth, where they'll print the entire outline out, and then we go in and we paint on the parachute cloth, and then we apply the parachute cloth on a wall. So we actually install a painted mural. So we'll be in the studio painting for months.
How do they get it on the wall?
It's a material called Nova Gel. It's kind of like matte medium. You glue it up.
Just make sure it's nice and smooth and
nice and smooth.
Can you tell the difference between something that's done the old-fashioned way?
Up close?
Yeah.
Yes. From far away.
Driving by,
No,
that's a nice new mural.
You can tell if something's digital or not, 100%.
The edges kind of will crinkle and stuff, yeah.
It really depends what look you're going for. Some people like the digital look now. Some people like the old, old style.
How do they keep the graffiti off of them? I saw
for
this.
some murals, they have a budget that goes after it's produced, which will be touch-up crew. So if someone spray paints on it, the rest of that budget will go to an artist coming in and fixing it. And then there's a couple materials that
Mural seal?
Yes.
Mural shield, that's what it's called. Maybe that's just the company. I've seen that written on murals around town.
There's a few different materials they use. I'm blanking on names right now, but the aerosol cans will just kind of like drip down. Well, it's interesting.
Yeah, I keep those up in. Little tip for you if you like murals, in the city of. Shoot, it's on Van Nuys, Pacoima, I believe. They have the mural mile, and so this artist went and he put like a bunch of murals of like social justice kind of stuff. They wanted to get the community involved, so they got like Cesar Chavez up there, and then they got Richie Valens is from that neighborhood, so that from Day the Music Died, La Bamba, that guy. A bunch of him, but then the local businesses have started unofficial ones. So like the furniture store has like a big mural of like a living room. That's just to awesome. Advertise, and those are the best ones.
Those are really cool.
Because it's like, you didn't, like, what? No other furniture store has a kitchen mural on the side, or like the restaurants have it. I don't know, do you like art like that, where it's just like, what are you doing, man?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing.
I love that type of art.
What kind of, who's some of your favorite artists, painters or musicians, actors, whatever? Like, who's your like, who are like your guys and gals?
So there's this one artist, he died in 2013. His name was Matt Doust, and he was from Perth.
In Australia. The western part of Australia.
And he did these hyper-realistic portraits of models and stuff. He actually died after a drug-induced epileptic seizure. He was a drug addict. I don't know, his work was just fucking phenomenal, like breathtaking. And he died right before his first show into the United States. I didn't get to see it. I was living in Northern California at the time, but I would have loved to see that.
Do you think that the drug thing and the creative thing kind of seems like there's a lot of crossover?
Yeah.
A lot of creative types like their drugs.
The scene is flooded. You go to any event or party, there's drugs, there's alcohol. You go to art shows, there's always wine, there's always this, there's always that.
But like in like music, like everyone's drinking.
Oh yeah. Or smoking weed, doing heroin. Like, yes.
Comedy, like everyone's smoking pot. So can you think of any creative like professions or hobbies where there's not like a drug element? Like sports, obviously, not going to be people doing drugs because they want to like do the best.
They still do drugs. Well, I mean, look at Michael Phelps.
Oh yeah, he's smoking his bong.
Yeah.
He's in college, whatever. I think. Who cares?
He still does. I don't mind. But no, I don't really think so.
So kind of anybody who's driven to do something, they gotta. I mean, they can't get the adrenaline or the.
Without substances is so much more healthy. I'm coming up with extremely healthy ideas and paintings, and my mind is just free of fucking shit. It's awesome.
Yeah, because it's not something you're thinking of while you're impaired. So, I mean, like if you can't like, I don't necessarily believe this, but like, all right, so like, if you drink too much, you can't drive a car, right?
Yeah.
If you drink too much, well, at a certain point, like your painting is going to suffer from it, like,
and
or whatever. Yeah.
I used to think that I wouldn't be able to be creative without substances, and I didn't paint for a little while, but really my painting saved me from the substances. And like I'm a very visual person, and the colors like fuck my mind up, and I love that.
Do you have like a substitute addiction? Like I see you're chewing the gum or whatever. Not an addiction, but like a tick.
No, this was candy.
Oh, okay. Do you have like something that you're like, people, they quit smoking, they chew gum all the time.
Well,
or
I
they
still smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
I drink coffee.
Yeah.
Have sex.
Ever see anybody addicted to coffee?
No, not yet. I've seen people drink caffeine excessively.
Oh yeah.
like a lot. Take caffeine pills, then drink an energy drink, and then, you know. I don't know what they could do for that, though.
Wow, caffeine might be the best drug.
Maybe. Apparently you get horrible migraines, though, if you don't get it, and you do kind of withdrawal off of it if you're on such a high dose of caffeine.
And I think it, you know, if your body only has like your heart only has a certain amount of beats it's gonna do before it gives out, like it uses up, like having all that caffeine and stuff, and your brain chemicals being used up and stuff. I think it kind of depletes you. Maybe you might live a little bit longer.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Austin, I feel like doing a little bit of complaining. If you don't mind, maybe you can commiserate. You ever have to go to a wedding?
Yeah.
They're the worst, aren't they?
They're pretty bad, man.
Why is anybody...
I think marriage is a dead concept.
Oh, no. You're one of these types? I'm not talking about the marriage part, like the physical ceremony, but why do you think marriage is a dead concept?
Wait, so you don't like the physical? Like...
The entity of marriage I have no problem with. I think it's a wonderful thing.
But you just don't like the event.
Ceremony. What a big... You drag everybody from all these different parts of the country and you got to spend money.
Some people love it.
Do they really?
It seems like it.
Wedding planners love it. Wedding band members love it. Caterers, florists.
That's true, they do. People make a living off of that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of money in marriage.
Yeah. Yeah, I got this wedding this weekend, and it's like, I have to think about it a lot, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not even getting married. I have to like think about all these like logistics I'm gonna get there.
Do you not want to see somebody there, or you just don't want to go to the event? Do you not want to like...
I don't like all the, just like the frenzy and like hubbub and stuff. It makes me anxious.
Everyone's trying to look great.
Yeah, and it's, I'm worried about looking great. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
You want to show off.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm not going to...
I think that's what it is. Yeah. It's my vanity is going to be on display. Okay, so we worked through that. Well, I hope they're very happy. But why aren't you into marriage?
You know, I just think that being like saying you'll be with someone forever, I think is bullshit now. Like, I don't think two people should ever be together forever.
People are living a lot longer these days than is normal.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like a maximum amount of time you can tolerate someone.
Well, I read an article that said by 2055, life on Earth will be unsustainable. So, which means that our population is going to be too large for the amount of food we're producing, so we're not going to be able to feed anyone. So, it's just, what's the point?
Well, see, I would argue, what's the point of not doing it? You're here, you know, you gotta just go through the motions. You know that board game, The Game of Life?
I love that game.
You gotta like, oh, so you like, yeah, see? So you get, you know, you just check them
You
up.
get the kids, you know,
yeah.
you get the wife, you get the kids, or you get the husband, you adopt the kids. Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. But also, that's kind of BS too.
I'm happy for people who are happy. Does
yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah, I agree with you.
If it makes them happy, then go fucking head, go do it. But for me, I don't think it's in the books.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I definitely am in favor of just people doing whatever they want, within reason. You know, like, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody or
just
like...
keep it open, you know, love is love.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, you do whatever you want. But, here, so Philadelphia, city of brotherly love. Have you ever heard of a dish that I've only found in Philadelphia called Chinese pizza?
Chinese pizza, yes.
You know about Chinese pizza?
Yeah.
There's a place called Best House in Philadelphia that has it. It's a liquor store that's also a restaurant.
There's a couple of those.
Yeah, because of the stupid liquor laws in Philadelphia. Yes, you know about the Chinese pizza.
Oh yeah.
I tell people all over about it. And some people are like, that sounds great. But you're just like, oh, it's a regular dish. Have you ever had it?
Yeah.
It's great, right?
Yeah.
Should really spread. For those of you at home who don't know, cheese pizza with Chinese sauces on it instead of tomato sauce. Who could have thought of that? Cool. Well, I'm glad you had Chinese pizza.
The one I had was a scallion pancake with the Chinese sauces on top and cheese on top of that.
It's because you don't get cheese in Asian cooking. It's the best. It's like the Asian food that's bad for you, and the cheese, the Italian food that's bad for you.
Cheese.
Yeah.
Cheese is one of my favorite things.
What's your favorite kind of cheese?
I would get married to cheese if I could.
Yeah, see? I mean, maybe in some states, pretty soon you will be able to. But
if I have to move, I will.
Yeah. What's your favorite dish with cheese and a lot of starch? You know, because there's a lot of, you got quesadillas, you got pizza, you got grilled cheese sandwich.
You know, I would take a grilled cheese sandwich any day of the week.
Manageable, a little tomato.
A little tomato, maybe some bacon.
Maybe some
peppers.
Bacon. Yeah. 3-4 ingredients, though. Don't like when they overdo it. It's a problem with modern society is they just, you know, things get more complex. Yeah, so just sauces on everything. Speaking of Chinese pizza, you know how I really knew it was getting too bad was when a prerequisite with pizza was the ranch dressing.
Oh yeah.
It's like for years we were living without the ranch dressing on the pizza. The pizza it's fine. It was one of the best.
I'm on a big sriracha tip right now, so I'm just putting sriracha on everything.
Yeah.
I love hot sauce.
Are you one of these people who, like, when you travel, you get like you'll go seek out the weird hot sauces and you'll like bring them with you on the plane and stuff?
No way.
Yeah, a little annoying hobby.
I'll try it when I'm there, but I'm not gonna. You do that?
No, I did it once and the thing broke in the bag and I was like, what did I think was gonna happen? This is stupid.
Again.
I could just get hot sauce at the store. They say that spicy food can be addicting because you build up a tolerance to it like anything else. And you know, it kind of like opens up your sinuses and you get like because you get a little bit of pain, so you get the endorphins. Is that what it is? The things to like make happy? Yeah. I don't know. Do you feel like your spice consumption is under control? There's probably people, where you're working.
I spice at every meal.
Okay.
Like I don't start eating hot sauce when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah. If you saw somebody addicted to hot sauce,
that'd be very interesting.
That would be such a bad addiction.
Yeah, that'd be very tough.
It'd be hard to regulate it for you guys because
I wouldn't even know how you would treat that.
We can't have any hot sauce in the house, everybody.
The only way to treat it is complete abstinence. And it's everywhere, in every house, most houses.
Yeah, or you move to like somewhere in the middle of the country where the food's very bland. You know.
And you need hot sauce.
No, and they just don't have it.
Oh.
Yeah, and you get accustomed to like a bland diet.
I feel like Idaho wouldn't have hot sauce.
Yeah.
They just have potatoes. Who'd put hot sauce on potatoes?
Potato absorbs the sauce too much. You gotta do. You go broke.
You won't even taste it.
Yeah.
It'd just be red.
When we started talking about addicted to hot sauce, I know we were joking, but have you seen that show, My Strange Addiction?
Oh yeah.
Where people are addicted to non-nutritive substances?
It's, yes. Actually, we watched that for fun. There was a woman who was addicted to pretending to be like furniture.
That show's gotta be fake.
I don't know, man. There was also a very large woman who was addicted to eating beds. So like
the stuffing from the furniture and stuff. I saw that one.
Yeah. Did you see that one? Wow. I'm like, you're a big girl. That's a lot of. You're really eating a lot of bed.
And you know the producers, when they walk in, they're just like, yes. And they're just like, they eat some more of this. Like, hey, can we just get a shot of you like motorboating the pillows, you know?
The one with the furniture, it was a trans English woman, and she would just like stop and pose like as the furniture, or like hold up a cactus and like stand there and not move for like 10 minutes. And at one point she was like, I am the armchair. That was one of my favorite
Now, as someone who deals with addicts all day long, you know, very familiar with it, when you see something like that, are you like, oh, that poor person must have had some like trauma, or are you just like, that's weird? Is it kind of hard to relate to?
No, I think it's hilarious. It's not really hard to relate to. Like,
I mean, in a way, it's a very like a primal thing.
Yeah.
It's like we're all kind of addicted to our beds in a way.
And to something, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that show's great. There was one guy that was addicted to his car, and he like had sex with his car.
Yeah, I've heard of that guy.
Did you see that one?
Yeah. You know what the problem is there's like 5 or 6 truly perverted, weird people out there, and then they get on TV, and then other people see it, and they're like, oh, I guess that's a thing now.
I think there's a lot more weird and perverted people than you think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I don't doubt it.
I think it's like every third person we see on the street has something that they're hiding.
A third, yeah, probably.
Guaranteed.
Do you think that there's like the ratio might be 1 in 3, but do you think it's like, oh yeah, it's probably mostly religious people are freaky? Or do you think it could be anybody be lurking
Could
inside?
be anyone. I don't think religion has anything to do with it.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people will say that.
Are you religious?
Kind. Not like I don't like go to church, but like I'm religious in that like any religion. I'm just like, yeah, I'm cool with that. Like the Scientologist believing in aliens, I think that is great.
Me too.
Not into the human rights abuses or the tax evasion or that kind of stuff.
Amen.
But like, I think it is so cool and brave of them to believe that aliens sent our spirits to death on aircraft that looked identical to DC-8s,
Oh, yeah.
but with rocket engines.
Me too.
Just make them spaceships.
Badass. I think the great thing about today is that you can believe in whatever you want.
Yeah.
And that's so cool.
Yeah. So yeah, when I say I'm religious, I'm just like, oh well, that's Buddha. He believes it. Okay, great. Like that is all just like facts to me. You know, like all maybe not personally, but for the sake of like conversation, I'll just whoever believes it the most, I'll just take that as like the perspective of it.
Oh yeah, I mean, the truth is subjective.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I mean, if like somebody from like the Church of Scientology sat me down, they were just like, hey, we want to get you signed up. I'd be like, you know, no, like, come on, I'm smarter than that. But
I would listen.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd probably.
that's how it starts, man. No, that's how it starts.
I really enjoy experiences, so I like to hear what people have to say.
They got a bunch of free museums on Hollywood Boulevard Sunset. They got the L. Ron Hubbard Museum. They got the Psychiatry Museum. That Psychiatry and Industry of Death, which is about how psychiatry is mind control and school shootings happen because of drugs. But it's controlling your crazy mind to like not do crazy things.
Is that not some form of control?
No, but they literally say that like, they say, oh well, you know, all the school shooters at Columbine were on antidepressants. Therefore, the antidepressants made them do them. No, they were crazy, and they're on the antidepressants to try to help that, and then they snapped.
They were crazy.
Yeah, but you should check out these museums.
I would love to.
Unless you're the kind of person who gets talked into things easily, then I would recommend you stay away.
But I listen. I don't get talked into things very easily. I don't trust many people, but I listen. I do.
Yeah, you strike me as a pretty street smart kind of guy. Would you say that?
Nah. I mean, I'm not dead yet. So maybe.
Yeah, right? We're wrapping up the show. Austin, thanks so much for filling in. This was a really great conversation. And I like your, see, just like that, I like your disposition and stuff. But I'll ask you, 'cause it seems like you know.
Go with the flow.
Yeah, that's good. That's the way to do it. So the guest we were going to have on tonight, she had bothered me for months, pestering me to be on the show. I didn't have a good feeling about her, really. But I was just like, you know what? She wants to be on the show. Why not? Sure. This is the week. We're going to do it. My phone was out of commission today, but I finally got an email and like got on a landline to talk to her and stuff. And she was mad about something because of one of the other guests. I won't get into crazy people who we have on the show sometimes. But she was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it. So after bothering me, I made all these plans, made a flyer, doing research and stuff. Somebody who asked to be in front of the camera to get the publicity would so quickly just, you know, shut it off. But you are just like, hey, you want to do this show for an hour? You're just like, yeah, sure. What is it? Like, you just said yes first.
Whatever. Yeah.
So what?
She sounds like a prima donna.
I think so.
Also, that's one of my favorite cheeses. So you asked that question before.
Prima donna cheese.
Prima donna cheese. Yep.
Prima donna cheese. Austin, thanks so much. You on social media at all? Any place people can see your paintings or anything you want to plug?
I'm on Instagram.
On Instagram, okay. If you want to tell.
Squid Trash.
Squid Trash.
Yeah, one word.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I'll follow you.
Cool.
We'll be getting.
I'll follow you back.
Yeah, cool. Let me just get my phone, you know, updated to get the old stuff on it, so I get my accounts back.
I do weird things where I like read mannequins' poems and stuff.
Oh, that sounds great.
I really like poetry, so.
Well,
I'm just like.
Austin, Jordan told me to ask about that. Well, we'll have to have you on again, and we'll talk all about stuff. But good to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too.
Thanks so much. And all of you, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, this is Adam Papagan reminding you that there's a place you can go, and it's your mind. Good night.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Cool. Not bad.
Yeah.